Hey everyone, welcome back. This is my review of the Sunday Without God, episode 2. So, yeah, this episode was also very good as well. The summer season of anime is turning out to be very good, in my opinion. But, anyways, this episode basically starts out immediately where the last episode left off with, hold on a second, let me get to that page that has the names. Still trying to remember them. You know what? Screw it. Sorry it's taking so long. It's annoying. Okay, whatever. I guess I didn't have it up, but now I do. Just about, if my computer will fucking load. It's getting there. It's getting there. Dear God. No pun intended. Okay, let me try this again. Yay! Okay, names. So, sorry about that, everyone. My computer decided to be a dick just now. But anyways, this episode basically starts out with our main character, and Hambard, as I'm gonna call him, basically still conversing in the like forest or whatever with that other gravekeeper. We never actually learn her real name. She says she never had one. And he's still trying to prove to Ai that she's not a gravekeeper simply because this gravekeeper never had an actual name or family. She doesn't know where she came from, except she's been called lots of different things. She's very kind with no aggression, and she has no emotions except for being very kind. Like, that's seriously the only emotion she has. Alright, it's impossible for her to be aggressive towards someone else. And yeah, however, she states that there are no dead bodies where I buried those people earlier, and she also states that I is indeed a gravekeeper, which shocks Hambard greatly. Alright. After that, that other gravekeeper leaves, and I and Hambard are back in the village, and Hambard is actually about to kill Ai until he is shot in the lung and his lung collapses, and another character shows up. And his name is Julie. Julie Sakuma Dmitrievich. The fuck? Let's call him Julie. Sounds like a good idea to me. Julie apparently was childhood friends with Hambard. They went to the same school as one another, which apparently was a school for delinquents, really. Alright. However, 6 years ago, Humbart killed Julie, or not killed Julie, killed Julie's wife, and recently his daughter died. So now Julie's back for revenge. However, we learned that Humbart is known as the Immortal Man because he's immortal. He cannot die. I assume that even with the help of a gravekeeper, he literally cannot die. He's immortal. And in a scene, there's after that, when Julie leaves, there's a pretty well, they were both supposed to have a duel with one another, but Humbart kind of backed out of it. And then after that, there's a kind of a humorous scene with Humbart giving Ai a piggyback ride when they go with each other, and then just jumping off a cliff, and somehow both of them, well, somehow Ai survives it. Obviously, Humbart would because he's immortal, but somehow even Ai survives it. And then after that, they talk more about the rumors about God 15 years prior to the series, how he abandoned the world. Ai explains about the stories that he abandoned the world because too many people were gathering in heaven and hell, and soon that would happen to the mortal world as well, so he prevented people from being able to die and give birth, or rather die and be born. And Humbart explains that that was just something that someone made up afterwards. And then he gives a really lengthy explanation, which was very detailed, and I really liked it. I don't remember exactly what he said in it, but yeah. And then he says that there's a secret at the end of the episode, and that's basically where the episode ends. So that was my recap of this week's episode of Sunday Without God, Now, let's get into it. So overall, this episode was good, but I still don't think I don't think this episode was as good as the first, and I don't think either episode has gotten to the area of being fantastic, like being superb yet. Although at the rate this series is going, there might be some episodes later on that would get there, but so far none of the episodes really have. Alright, in my opinion. Anyways, alright, it was reassuring to know that it actually is a gravekeeper after all, and that her whole life so far hasn't been a lie, not to mention, her mother's. And whatnot. That was obviously very reassuring. And also, it seems like Ai and Humbart are going to be traveling with each other from now on, even though Humbart tried to kill her already multiple times within the last 2 episodes. It seems like they might maybe traveling together now. For Humbart's sake, it's just to escape Julie, even though he can't die, so I don't see why he gives a shit. But with Julie, obviously, or with Ai, obviously, because Julie proved in this episode that he'd be willing to kill Ai if he needed to get to Humbart. He even pointed a gun at Ai's head and threatened to kill her in front of Humbart, but Humbart said, what kind of threat is that? You really think I give a fuck? Or something like that. And so then he kind of put it down because he realized he couldn't get to his heart like that and get him to back down. I mean, he kind of just walked past him anyways. I really don't think Humbart gives a shit either way, but, But still, it's proof that Julie would be willing to kill Ai if need be. At first, I thought that Julie was actually, before Julie's name was revealed and before he showed that, okay, he would be willing to kill Ai if need be, I actually thought he was the real Humbart, as in Ai's father. But the way it's going right now, I don't think he actually is anymore, but you never know, really. But anyways, overall, I thought this episode was still really good. I like that a lot of darker series are starting to come out now, which is definitely a breath of fresh air, in my opinion. So yeah, but anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. See you after, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.